Hello, welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. There's a lot of background noise, and so we're gonna see if it's too noisy, and if it is, we're not gonna use this podcast. Anyway, um, how you doing? I wanted to talk about the wall because I talked about the wall last time. I think because I think I was talking about Britney Spears and how she's not looking so good. But I mean, I still like her. I still think she's hot. She's still a attractive lady. I'm just saying she hit the wall. But anyway, um, because when I think of Britney Spears, I think of like a list of like pop stars, and so you start to go down the rabbit hole of like Christina Aguilera, and then you keep going. Well, actually, when I think of Britney, I think of like Shakira. I think of Christina Aguilera. Like I think of all like the skinny blondes that put out below average music. And I was gonna say skinny. I did say skinny, but I should take it back because I said Christina Aguilera. Christina Aguilera right now looks like she ate Christina Aguilera. Christina Aguilera is I don't know. Uh, I guess she's trying to um, get a body like the Goodyear blimp. I mean, like that must be her goal because I mean, sh she's hot, but because she started off hot, Christina Aguilera, right? That's a great first impression. That impression has stuck with me throughout the years. She has done enough grade A material, enough Maxim magazine covers, enough like whatever to cement her skinny form in my mind. It's burned in my mind. The best picture of Christina Aguilera ever had was from Maxim, and she was handcuffed to a to the got to the shower curtain pole, and so she's handcuffed, and so her arms are up, and she's wearing like red lingerie. And she's got a great look on her face, and you could ride a dune buggy through her cleavage. Um, 10/10, just awesome. Um, so when you look at her now, you're like, damn. But she still made such a good first impression that even though she looks like she's doing an impression of like the letter O, um, she's still attractive, just because she made that good first impression that lasted for. I mean, like she was hot for like 12 years, and then she went away, then she came back fat. It was like after it's like after she performed at the Olympics. You remember she performed at the Olympics way back. Yeah, so like after like I want to say like a year after that, she came back and she got fat. I don't know what happened. Well, I can tell you what happened. She probably just stopped. She probably wanted to be comfortable. Everyone has a certain weight that they're comfortable at, and I don't know. I think I know, but then like who's comfortable being extra big? I don't know. See, and is because she's Mexican? Maybe like maybe it's like in her DNA. It's like well, okay. First of all, she bleeds taco sauce, so it's like I don't know. I just I want to talk to Christina Aguilera so she can hear this because I, I think I'm just the average person, so I'm sure the average guy's thinking the same thing. Like, what happened to you? Like you used to be hot and petite, and now you're in the large and lonely section. What happened? I don't know. Um, but like smash or pass. Obviously, I'm gonna feed her. You know, girl like that wants bacon. You know, that's how you get into Christina Aguilera's pants these days. Bacon. And like, what's better than bacon? Bacon wrapped in bacon. And you know what's better than bacon wrapped in bacon? Meth. So there's only so many things you can do to I guess talk to a fat chick, but I'm guessing Christina Aguilera, um, those three things I just said is probably the best way I can keep her attention. You know, I don't see oh, I know, bacon wrapped in bacon with a line of meth on it. That'll totally make Christina Aguilera's pants drop. Well, actually, no. You probably have to like undo her belt buckle. Christina Aguilera should change her name to Fat. Seriously. How did I get talking about Christina Aguilera when I wanted to talk about Miley Cyrus? Oh yeah, I said it's like a rabbit hole. Like once you mention one, you start thinking about like all the others, which is true though. Oh yeah, another pop star I wanted to talk about. Lady Gaga. So I was reading British Vogue, and I know what you're thinking. This is like the third or fourth time you've talked about an article you read in British Vogue. Frank, do you read British Vogue? No. Anyway, so her quote in British Vogue was, and this is the exact quote because I wrote it down. I felt a deep fear when Trump was president, and ushering 45 out and 46 in is something I'll be able to tell my children all about. Oh, I'm sorry, that was in reference to her singing at the presidential, or the president. That's about her singing at Kamala Harris's inauguration. I felt a deep fear when Trump was president. Really, Lady Gaga? Or I should use your own name, Stephanie? Stephanie, were you really afraid when Trump was president? I've never been afraid. Uh, it doesn't matter who the president is. Okay, I've never been afraid because of the president. Never. I've been mad about the president, and I've been mad once. It was George Bush, worst president I've ever. Um, that's literally the worst president. Like I can't think of a president, and I know people are gonna bring up like like Carter maybe, but like he had a good foreign policy. So look at me talking about stuff that you don't know. I would say Nixon's a good president, but to be a good president, you have to be able to hide the illegal activities you're doing. You know. Oh well. Maybe next time, Nixon. Maybe next time. But anyway, yeah. So like, this like Lady Gaga, I'm sorry, Stephanie, saying that quote in British Vogue. It just it made me not like her anymore. And for those of you who know me, and for those of you who have you know who are maybe fans of my music or have gone to a band practice or just talked to me for longer than you know longer than it takes to smoke a joint, you know that Lady Gaga at one point was my favorite thing ever. Not person, not musician. She was just my favorite thing ever. I was obsessed with Lady Gaga. And all of her music, well, duh, of course, but that's not impressive. I'm just saying, like, and like I've seen her live in concert twice, and you think you know a person, but no, apparently I don't. Like, I forgot. It was either the first or second time I saw Lady, because I saw Lady Gaga at Staples Center, and I saw her at the Honda Center. Basically the place where the Lakers play in downtown LA, and the place where the Ducks play in Anaheim. I saw Lady Gaga at both of those places. Um, I want to say Lady Gaga is probably if not the most, the second most um, entertaining person I've ever seen in concert. It's a tie. It's either her or Shakira. They're both extremely entertaining, but they're on different sides of the aisle or spectrum, whatever. Um, Lady Gaga came off as someone who was very based, very like the average person. Like during the concert I went to, what was it? I went to two, not bragging. One of the concerts I went to, she said, and I quote, "I'm not gonna lip sync like that bitch Britney Spears because I know you guys paid good money to see me, so I'm gonna sing live." Okay, I'm paraphrasing, but she called Britney Spears a bitch and said, I would never lip sync because you all paid good money to see me perform, so I'm not gonna like cheat you." Like it was a lot. She went on for about 15 minutes about how like Britney Spears sucks and about how she's good. I'm not even kidding, which is great, and the crowd loved it because she's like, you know, being real. So when I have that experience with her, and then she goes, "I felt a deep fear when Trump was president, and ushering 45 out and 46 in is something I'll be able to tell my children all about." It just makes me sad because first of all, you never having kids. You think a man's gonna stay with you? Lady Gaga, I mean Stephanie, has gone through some men because she's crazy. Just like the average woman, she's crazy. But the thing is, she's rich, she has status, but she's not that good looking. I can admit that Lady Gaga is an average looking woman, but she has a great body and she's talented. And she's used to be someone who I thought was intelligent until I read this quote in British Vogue, and I don't even like her anymore, and I don't find her attractive anymore. Like it's crazy how that one quote from her ruined it. And I know my love for her, my fandom for her, whatever you want to call it, my support of her has dwindled over the past couple of years. But it's because I've just been listening to K-pop actually. Granted, I've been listening to K-pop forever. It's just that it goes, it comes and goes. It's like ebbs and flows. It's either I'm listening to like American music. Like the more American music I listen to, the less Korean music I listen to. The more Korean music I listen to, the less American music I listen to. So I've been going through over the past couple. Actually, it's been a couple of years of just a deep dive into K-pop. So it's I just stopped listening to Lady Gaga just because of that. It's really hard to go from listening to English music and then going to Korean. And then like Korean pop is good because it does have a lot of English words in it, so it's like a good mix. But um, what I said there made no sense, but that's okay. But yeah. So I don't like Lady Gaga anymore. Not that anyone cares. I still like Shakira though. Well, because Shakira's smart. The only thing she does is do music. I mean, like, and then also, I mean, I don't know if she talks about the Venezuelan government because she's married to the, or the, is it the former president's son? I don't know the term limits in other countries. When it comes to presidents or whatever, senators. Actually, I don't even know if they have senators. Whatever. Um, if the country is smart, they're going to be the opposite of like America. Like we got all these senators and congressmen. The only thing they do is like insider trading and lying to the public, like and like take bribes from companies. It's ridiculous, man, frigging ridiculous. But whatever. Anyway, back to what I was trying to say when I first started this podcast. Miley Cyrus. This is a funny story, maybe. I used to work at a place called Urban Dog. It's like a cage-free doggy daycare facility. Basically, rich people who have a dog, who don't want to leave their dog home for some reason, or can't, or just don't want to watch their dog, bring their dog to us, and we let the dog run around and play. It's like a warehouse that's been modified so dogs can stay in there. You know, like there's kennels and stuff, but it's like really a warehouse. Okay. Anyway, wow. So anyway, I'm working. I'm working the front desk. Like I work the whole building, but like I'm at the front desk. Actually, it's not a desk. You stand up. I'm working at the front counter. There you go. I like to give a good description. I'm working at the front counter. I have coworkers, of course. And so I have a coworker named Bob, and me and him were just making small talk. And somehow the topic of other jobs I've done came up. And I was like, I don't know if this counts as a job, but like I've babysat a lot throughout my life. Yeah, for those of you who don't know or didn't know, I have babysat a lot of kids. When I was stupid, like I'm a babysitting an adult. Anyway, and so yeah, we were talking about. I was telling him, just a few things that I've done babysitting, and one of them was I used to babysit these four kids from the age of 14 to 6. The girl was 14, so I wasn't watching her, but there was four kids. The parents didn't want the girl, the older sister, to have to watch the three kids, so they had me do it. So anyway, I would watch the three younger kids, 12 to 6. And I was telling Bob, it was easy. He's like, it's easy babysitting four kids. I'm like, yeah, you just watch TV. Like, kids love TV. Kids love video games. Like, there are things that kids. I mean, hell, I'm an adult. And I've been playing MechWarrior 5 on my PS4 for 6 hours straight. Okay? I'm exaggerating. How about not exaggerating? I think it was like 12 hours. Anyway. So I'm like, yeah, it was easy babysitting. Like, I forgot the kids' names. It's been so long. But, like the 6-year-old. Well, I'm sorry. He's just there. He just likes, following people around, so I didn't really have to watch the 6-year-old, but the middle one, I forgot his name. Video games, just sit him in front of a TV and give him a controller. And I think back then it was I forgot which system it was, so I'm not even gonna guess. Whatever. And then the oldest one, TV. He loved TV, and all three of them loved Nickelodeon. So if things were getting like, if I didn't feel like really watching them, put on Nickelodeon. Or put on the Disney Channel. And these kids would just sit and stare, and I did not have to, quote-unquote, babysit. So I'm telling Bob this. And he goes, oh, okay, so, like, what are some good, like, TV shows to have kids watch, if you're just trying to half-ass babysit? I'm like, oh, dude, like, now, I was, like, naming all the shows, like, The Witches of Waverly Place. It's all, like, the Nickelodeon Disney stuff. And I was like, Hannah Montana is great. Like, they love Hannah Montana. Because it was like 3 boys, 1 girl. The 3 boys loved Hannah Montana. So I'm like, dude, if I'd be lucky if Hannah Montana came on. They would just like sit down and shut up and watch it. And then Bob goes, Miley Cyrus is hot. I'm like, what? This is before that, because like this is weird. Like in my mind back then, I only called Miley Cyrus Hannah Montana. So when he said Miley Cyrus, I'm like, who? Anyway, but he's like, anyways, he's like, she's hot. Now this is back then, so God, how many years ago was that? I don't know. Anyway, basically, he's saying that that a 14-year-old Miley Cyrus is hot. And I was like, I was just like, yeah, sure. I'm not here to like be the moral authority here. Okay, if he thinks Miley Cyrus is, I'm sorry, if he thinks Hannah Montana is hot, back then that's fine. He's not hurting anyone. It's just he is visually stimulated by Hannah Montana. I'm like, bro, I'm not here to judge you. Whatever. But I was judging him, and I felt very uncomfortable. And so that brings me to today. Um, Miley Cyrus peaked, I think, the third season of Hannah Montana. Anyway, you guys have a good one. Peace.